On number 11, you want to eliminate the denominator. So look at, you have an x, a 3x squared, and a 3x. What would you multiply through by to get rid of those denominators? 3x squared. Okay, 3x squared. Got to multiply by the LCM. The least common multiple there is 3x squared. So this x cancels out one of those, then multiply through. So 8y times 3x gives you 24xy over, in the denominator everything cancels, so y minus, these reduce, 2x. So 24xy over y minus 2x. Okay, on to the next page. Number 12, okay, if we're solving for x, what do you have to do if you're solving for x? First off, this one doesn't make a ton of sense because it doesn't have an equals, so skip that one. That's a bad question, I'm sorry. I didn't write it, thank you.
You didn't?
No.
You don't do this every time. It's kind of funny.
I don't do them. Okay, state the domain. Domain, denominators cannot equal what? 0. So that means you set the denominator and figure out what it cannot equal. So you're still solving the exact same way. Okay, you're still solving the exact same way here. So if you move the 1, we get 7x cannot equal 1. If you divide through, x cannot equal 1/7. So you write all real numbers except 1/7. All real numbers except 1/7. How about 14? When is this true? First thing you have to look for is this reduced correctly? This is factored to be x plus 7, x minus 7. Is that correctly reduced? Is it? If these reduced, it should be what? 1 over x minus 7. So it's not reduced correctly to begin with, so that is never true. Never true. It's not reduced correctly to begin with. Now, for this one, you can do, okay? What are the solutions? That means solve. Do I want to get rid of the denominators, or do I want to get a common denominator? If you're solving, you're getting rid of them. So you'd have to multiply by x and x minus 4 next to every single part. Okay? These, the x's cancel. Here, nothing cancels, and the x minus 4 cancels. So you should probably write this all out again. So 10 times x minus 4.
Isn't this the same one we did on our homework?
Yep. Okay, if you combine like terms, or excuse me, distribute correctly, we should get 10x minus 40 plus 3x squared minus 12x equals x squared plus 9x. Combine your like terms is 3x squared minus 2x minus 40 equals x squared plus 9x. Move things over, that'll give you 2x squared minus 11x minus 40 equals 0. You could do quadratic formula, or you can factor this. Okay, you know that the beginning has to be 2x and x. If you're figuring out what multiplies to 40, your multiples of 40 would be 1 and 40. What else? 2 and 20. 4 and 10. 5 and 8. Okay, this actually isn't that bad, because if you looked at 2 and 20, there's no way 2 or 20 could go in here, because you would have had a GCF. So there's no way that's going to work. 4 and 10 would be the same thing. You couldn't put 4 or 10 in there, because you would have had a GCF. So really, you only have the options of 1 and 40 or 5 and 8. hopefully you can see that 1 and 40 is not going to get us anywhere near 11. So we would have to do 5 and 8. You can't put 8 here because it would have a GCF. So 5 and 8. So the factoring here actually is not that bad. Okay, if you look at this, that gives you 5x. That gives us 16x. So I want the bigger one to be negative. So negative, positive. Then we break these apart. So 2x plus 5 equals 0. And x minus 8 equals 0. If you subtract the 5, you'd get 2x equals negative 5. Divide through, x is negative 5 over 2. On this side, x equals 8. So it's actually not that bad to factor. You might not like it, but it's actually not that bad to factor. It's a lot easier than doing the quadratic formula on this one. Trust me. Okay, for this one, what are the solutions? So this would factor to be x plus 2 and x minus 1. So if I'm going to eliminate all these fractions, what would I have to multiply by? Both x plus 2 and x minus 1. And I know it's not fun to have to write these next to everything, but you do need to write them next to every single part. So in this one, if you multiply, you get x plus 2 plus x minus 1 equals 3. That's 2x plus 1 equals 3. Subtract the 1, that gives you 2x equals 2. X equals 1. Now, I need to plug that back in. Do I have to plug it back in? No. How can I know right from the beginning what is not going to work in the bottom? Anything that would make it 0 in the bottom. So right from the beginning, your domain would be all real numbers except x could not equal what? Positive 1 or negative 2. Since you get this, that's a no solution. Right? You will have at least one no solution on your test. That is exactly why this is on here. Exactly why. Okay, on the back. What are the solutions to the equation? Okay, how do I get rid of these fractions? Do I want to get rid of these or get a common denominator? Get rid of them. What do I have to multiply by? X and x plus 3 next to every single part. Okay, the x's go away. X plus 3's go away. So rewrite this. That's 5 times x plus 3 minus 2 times x plus 3 equals 2 times x. So if you distribute through, we got 5x plus 15 minus 2x squared minus 6x equals 2x. Combine like terms, negative 2x squared minus x plus 15 equals 2x. Do I want to leave things on the left or move them to the right? Move it to the right because you want that x squared term to be positive. So if you move it to the right, you get 2x squared. If we add x, we get plus 3x minus 15. And that's equal to 0 now. Can this factor? You have to do guess and check factoring. Okay. You can either use 1 and 15 or 3 and 5. I'm probably going to go with 3 and 5. Okay, so 5 and a 3, will that work? Gives you 3x and 10x. Does that work? Not so much. Can I switch them? 5 and a 3, does that work? Gives you 5x and 6x. Since it's not factorable, what do you know you have to do? The quadratic formula. So you have to try to factor first. Okay, you have to at least attempt, to factor this. Okay, so A, B, C's, A is 2, B is 3, C is negative 15. Okay, remember your quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Thank you. Okay, so negative 3 plus or minus root 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 15 over 2 times 2. So that's negative 3 plus or minus root 9. Negative 4 times 2 times 30 is plus 120 over 4. So that simplifies to negative 3 plus or minus root 129 over 4. You obviously do not have to plug that in. Or if you do, that's fine, but I'm not going to. That's way too big. How about this one? Express the sum in lowest terms. Express the sum in lowest terms. If you break these down, this breaks down to be what? If you factor that, x minus 6 and x minus 4. And this one is x minus 6 and x plus 1. So if I'm going to get a common denominator, I would have to have x minus 6 and x minus 4 and x plus 1.
That's the Belvis kid.
Yeah, thanks. You have to multiply through by whatever's missing. You can watch this on the video. If you distribute all the way through, you get 8x minus 7 over x minus 6 times x minus 4.
Attention, MSHMA Sunstroke. Please report to the main office. Your mom is here to pick you up. MSHMA Sunstroke. Please report to the main office.
On this one, the only thing you could do is quadratic formula.
I'm just kidding. What's up? This is King. Shh. She's recording.
Thank you, Donovan.
That is how you get the answer.
Yes, thank you.